Hello and welcome back to the channel where we have just finished our transfer window for the 34-35 season and we've had a remarkable season. I think I did say after the summer transfer window, after 4-0 loss to Lille, we were rubbish. Well, I'm sorry people, we're not rubbish. We are not languishing in 10th, we are languishing in the Champions League places. Currently sitting in 3rd place. And we've been closing in 6 points. We've been mixing it. I'll show you for fixtures from the Lille game. So after the Lille game, we beat Lorient 4-0. We just went happy days. Lirio scored a hat-trick. And okay, Mikel Lirio is one of the most confusing strikers I've ever had in Football Manager history. And I've been playing Football Manager since the 99-2000 season when he was Championship Manager. Show you his stats in a minute. Beat Monaco. Monaco's one of those weird games where we're not as good as, but we're better than. In a weird way. We ran 4-3-3 and just really dominated. We won. Same with Inter. And then we just went on a nice little run. Brighton away in the Champions League group in the league phase was the only real downer, well, other than Rapid, which is 0-0. The big one though, we went 4-2-4. We know we've tried 4-3-3. We've tried 4-2-3-1. You know what? We've nothing to lose. We're at home. Let's go 4-2-4-4-4-2. There you go. Brilliant. We're on a really nice run. We didn't really lose. So after we lost against Lille, we didn't lose another game until Lille, which was our last game, 27th of January. We're on a really nice run. We have finished nicely in the knockout phase. So we're in the knockout round playoff. We're one of the top qualifiers. So we got the home leg second. But the teams who we finished above, it's like a who's who of internet football. Loads. So Villarreal finished 16th. But the teams we need to avoid the next round are Liverpool and Chelsea, basically. Mainz, maybe, but I think we're on some level against Mainz. We could face Lille, which Lille just got a number this year. But if we could fight Liverpool and Chelsea, we've got a real good chance of getting through to the last 16 of the Champions League. So, you're going to ask me about finances. What did the board do this year in October? Reduce transfer funds. There you go. But early in the season, we had a bit of an issue. I'm going to try and do this without actually spoiling anything, which is always fun. With Andres for right back. Where is he? Where is he? I'm trying to just do this very slowly so you don't see anything what's going on. With Espeto, the Portuguese right back. You're thinking, how idiot. Yeah, so after the last episode, he asked for a new contract. Wait 45 about a week. Not a chance. Did he then decide to stink the place up? Yeah. Did we decide to sell him? Yes, we got 4.3 million. Happy that. 4.8 million. It means our finances were a little bit better. The ball then reduced them a little bit more. I was like, oh. So we sold a youngster to Marseille. And then we sold Bentik Nasser for 4 million. I was like, okay. And then he decided he was never going to be any good. And then surprisingly, he turned out to be really good. What, as he was leaving? I was like, oh, great. But most of our financial concerns in October and that were down to some transfers I decided to make in September beginning of October. Thinking transfer window is shut. You are correct. I just had enough. I had enough sponsor and they're both playing rubbish. I was like, oh, okay. I'll show you Josh Berry in a minute. But we've been tracking this guy, Montreal Kelly, right back. It was up Brentford. We've been tracking him ever since he was at Strasbourg. We paid an astonishing £42 million. Think about that in 2 seconds. That's 30 million on never, never, by the way. When we signed this guy, Joe Fondu, Fudua, for 6.5, 6.25. Sorry about that. £41 million well spent. Right. But we signed Josh Barrett. I was thinking, looking at the team, Octo was like, okay, NASA's not going to improve. It's supposed to do annoy me. We've got a right back coming in. We need a good old left midfielder to come in and be really nice. And there you go, Josh Berry coming from Hull in the Championship, 13 million. I think it's just on the bit of a high side, but he's just really solid. He's actually played really well for 3 games he's played. He looks a little bit spicy. Fair and all that. So, story of a January transfer window. Finances, £35 million in debt. After them two, and after the sales, 62,000 pound over. Now, Jockey Cunot had some offers. In the summer, was like 40 million, 40 million, 40 million. Loads of offers coming in January. Stuttgart and Brentford. I went to Brentford, you can offer me 40 million up front. They're like, no. Stuttgart were like, oh, what if 35 40? I was like, okay, fair enough. 35, it's the minimum. 40 to. So whenever we checked it, but they went to 34, I was like, 37, they were like 35. I was like, yeah, ban, shake your hand, happy days. Actually, met me in middle. So we had to spend. And we spent 20 million on this guy. Yao Marcia, Portuguese under 21 international. From, I can never remember. What are they called in, I think it's Victoria Grisam. I don't have a real. Before you ask, full name fixes, I don't have, okay? I know I can download them. I don't want to. So there you go. I like to test my football knowledge as I'm playing Football Manager. 10 million, 10 million of an ever. There you go. Really good backup. He's actually playing really well. And I can't fold him. Then we had an offer from Christian Bend. Didn't want to sell him. But I thought his value's about 14. Let's try and get 30. PSV were like 25? 25 million. I thought happy days. Chelsea got 13 million off it. So Christian Penn went to 25 million, 23.5 million pound profit. He's really good. Either side. But I think we've made a cheeky bargain here. This is a signing. What of my top draw here? Lucas Mateo Fix. Left footed, centre back, 6 foot, balance, signed him like for 8.25 million. Look at his transfer value. Lad, it's what you call a great bit of business. Him and Saucedo have a bag for 8.5 is an actual upgrade on what we got already. Then we were done. We were done, going along, going along. A few days later, Leverkusen come in for Senna van der Lest. And I was like, interesting. How far over of a bank balance are we? Okay, we need to get a replacement. We can do this, we can do that. Juggle a few things around, buy. 20 million I thought. They were like, 20's a bit too much. It's like, okay, how much do we sign him for? 14. I want to make a bit of profit on the guy. So we did 17 million, send a fan to less to buy an Leverkusen. Not play Jeff for buying Leverkusen. Do you know why he won't be playing? Because the replacement I wanted has also gone to buy a Leverkusen. The replacement was, if I could find him very quickly, Eldon Lopez. It was going to be about 24 million, but we got it down to about 10 million up front, 13, 14 on the FNFL, 10%. It just like go buy one for buying Leverkusen on a loss, none less money. Not even squad player. We tried to offer him 50. He's gone to Leverkusen for that. So Eldon Lopez, see you later, mate. Enjoy sitting on the bench doing nothing for 3 years. And then I was thinking, okay, we need a 10. And I got it ended up being a panic signing, which I'm happy with, but not happy with. And there was a kid from Barcelona. I was like, okay, where do we go from here? Where do we go? Do we go here? Do we go there? Do we? And the kid from Barcelona is really good, really talented. I thought, okay, I came not in a squad play. He was like, nope, I want us to be a starter. I was like, okay, this is gonna hurt. But then we got in Gessen already. I was like, okay, but it's nice to upgrade a Gessen because Gessen's been here a few years and he's, when you're gonna get, but what about it? We're going through a whole different permutations. I thought, okay, Malia, and Muniz, the Barcelona shot got one day. I was like, yeah, bloody baby. We got offer accepted. 25 million. Okay. Couldn't give a wages. We had everything sorted. We managed to get him from regular starter from star player. For I can do this. It's nice to have competition up front. It's going to be a bit awkward, blah blah blah, and stuff. But we're just going to agree on wages. Basically, he wanted like an 80. I wanted to do 50. I was going to do 65. So we sort of panicked by on Victor Tunis for 7 million from Mallorca. There you go. Nothing special about him. But at the end of the day, he's a warm body in. He's a little bit better than Van der Lest. And I just think he's really good. I think he's going to be really solid. Um, but that's it on the transfers. Bit of transfer news. Rodriguez is unhappy at the moment. So we go to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, I think it was Al in Saudi Arabia offered about 14 million. No, 25 million. So he's thrown up gone, I want to go to Al Ahly because no, I was transfer. You ain't going because they didn't offer 25 million. And it was like, hard. Like, we do not want to say to you 25 million. I was like, okay. Didn't even negotiate. I would have been happy to accept 21 million. 20 million. 20 million is the minimum, but no, then obviously in the summer Perez will be going. Perez had an offer from AC Milan. It wasn't big enough, but we've decided to say because it happened right at the end. I thought, okay, transfer window's not going to end, but score rotation is going to end. I still want to be short of goalkeeper. So Hector Perez will probably be going in for some. If we get about 2.5, we'll be happy. We're going to lose a little bit of money from him, but he's a really good backup. And all that. You facility formed up been really impressed with this season. It's Dennis Benoit. His youngster will come through. He was at Grenoble and Rogers on loan for the last 2 years, and he's playing really well. Giving him game time when we're 2-3-0 up in the games. Similar to say of Setting. He's only saved 2. I've just defended them both really nicely. Probably have to sell one because I like to have four with an option. 5, I think it's a bit too many in there, so that's one for summer. One we've been more impressed with is Gregory Bonifal, the guy we brought in from the Harper last season for them loan back up. He doesn't look out of place here. He was worried by Bournemouth, but for value here, he's going to develop nicely. And if we do end up setting Stormstand or Petit, it's a no-brainer. We've got to recommend ready sorted replacement already on playing in, and he's a part of the squad. Um, one position I really want to strengthen already in for some. It is on my notepad. You won't be able to see my notepad because my red comes off, so you don't see my lovely face. It's left back. Left back's reposition. Monreal was actually playing really well at left back. He's more of an attacking left back, wing back, than Strial, but Strial's really good. Can't fold him, but if we can improve sell Strial's got a value about 8. If we get double our money back on him, say 10, 11 mil, Strial will be going in for stomach. But I'd be quite happy to keep him actually. But he's for one who's probably on the go list. Now you're going to ask about Adley. It's been okay. It's not starting many because it's just the depth we've got. Um, like he signed a new contract, the squad player. Ali's been coming off the bench, but that's what we wanted from him, someone to come off the bench. He's played 9 appearances and all. Um, but no, we're in a really good spot here. But no, like I said, and we know we're here for Manier and in guess they're the two. So in the summer, we like enough of proper striker. Going back to Vittorio Miguel Lurio, he scores 3 goals. Doesn't score for 5 games. Scores 2 goals, and he won't score now for another 8. It's valued already at like 3 million. We're in 7. Can't complain if we get 15, 20 million back. If we have to sell him in the summer, there are a few players I'm already looking at. Some going or already need to improve. If we get 15, 20 million for him already on £7 million, that's what we've got to do. The transfers now here are if a player needs to leave, he will leave. We aren't just going to rely on Melier and Getton. Melier's 24 now. He's been here. I'm going to say forever. It seems it isn't quite forever. It's 5th season of the club. You know what you get from him. It's like a used pair of underwear, basically. You know he's never going to lay you down. You know he's going to score goals. Same with Getton. He's been here now 4 years. It's why by Brighton, if Premier League clubs come from pay 55, 60 million, there's a few players I want, but you know what you're going to get from him. He's already in double figures again for 4th season here for the club. This year he's actually played really well this year. But for us to kick on to the PSG likes, we need to have not better squad in depth in the summer, but players who can improve but drop out. So like Melier's replacement's got to be on better level than him. Or we need someone to come in above Melier and Melier drops down. But he's still a good squad replacement. So like say if Ramsden gets injured or anything, we know full well now Q&A was a good replacement. Marcia was a good signing replacement. Same with Barry and Ramsden. Victor Tunis isn't, but I think he can be what I want from that position. Just like Van der Lest was, but if we can get a striker in to go with Ingessa, go with Lirio, and to push Malaya as a fourth choice striker, the Malaya is then proper 10, I'm really happy. So that's issues for the summer. Because obviously finance actually really looking good. Probably looking good. We've got 32 million in the bank, 50 million up on the 50,000 on the wages. Sorry, not 50 million on wages. So it's like we're rich. 7 million in black now because of those sales in January. And hopefully we kick on. I would like to try and win French Cup this year. If we do beat the half, we have got our good old friends Olympique Marseille in quarterfinals. If Marseille do beat FC Champla, who I think are still in the National League, so we should be playing Marseille in the next round. Um, one of them games, but But I think we're in a good place here. Champions League football's looking good. I know we're only 5 points ahead of fifth, but Champions League football, if we have another good solid run like we did in first half of the season and just kick on, we should be there. If we go to the last 16, it's more of an improvement from last year. Kick on again. But no, that's it. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the longer episode. I'll try to keep the episodes down to about 15 minutes. I know this is double for them, but I've rambled on, but in a nice way. Of, well, this is what we need to do. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do that. And if you want more of that information, please just say more in depth, please. And I'll give you more in depth if you want at the end of the season, if you want. But thank you for watching and take care for now.